there's this street or location called Tantalus where you can drive up to, and when you go up there, it is up on the mountain. You get to see, all the cityscapes, right, of the skyscrapers and buildings of Honolulu. And so as a builder, I remember like just doing projects on the rooftop of some of those with some cell sites and doing remodels in some of those buildings and how small those are. But when you go to a place like Tantalus and you look and you see the whole sky beauty, you see the mountains, you see the cities and their grandness, you realize that every little piece that we have is part of a bigger picture, a bigger painting, right? And so the builder of all things is knowing that there's a bigger picture, a bigger reason, a bigger purpose, and being okay with that. But also allowing that understanding and invitation into your positioning, understanding I'm taking something in this bigger world, this little thing, even if I'm like the owner of OpenAI or Tesla, is still very small compared to the universe and the things happening. Even if I'm Elon Musk creating SpaceX or whatever it's called to go to Mars, even as grand as that seems, that's so insignificantly small compared to the grandness of our universe and the bigger picture of operations of things and how the earth equally spins so we can survive, not to freeze or to burn to death on the exact distance from the sun. And so there's just so much grandness. And so, there's a scripture in the Bible, Hebrews, I think 3:4, that says, we're builders of things, but there's a builder of all things, and so what that helps me position myself is to take this thing, this product, this business, this service, and knowing that there's a bigger picture and purpose, and to fulfill that, knowing I want to steward it to the best of my ability. And it's like, if I'm a captain of a ship in the Navy and I have a ship, I have people on the ship, I have enemies that could come, I have waves that could come, I have storms, I have so many different things. I got to sit on the bridge and look through the glass and make sure I monitor at all times in my team and make sure I'm taking care, I'm stewarding this ship. But there's a Navy who has aerial digital views of everything, and who's a military that's watching over everything way past what I can see. And so the builder of all things is kind of the military Navy on the bigger sense of the bigger picture, the bigger plans, the bigger mission, my job is to steward the ship and follow that GPS and to fulfill my part into the bigger picture, the bigger war, the bigger defense, whatever that is. And so that's what business ownership is to me, is to steward the people within my arena, to steward the resources within my arena, to steward my ship and the elements within it, and everything I can to the best of my ability to stay on that course so I can make sure I fulfill the bigger plan. Because if we could imagine, if there's a bigger plan in the military sense and I'm wanting to do my own thing and not trusting the bigger picture, I actually can decourse, go off and potentially put my whole ship, my people on the ship and everyone at risk. But not only could I sink our ship or decourse and, whatever that may happen in a bad sense, but in the bigger picture, I might not have been in a pivotal part that I should have been that helped us win a war. Right. And so
interesting. That's good.
There's such a bigger picture you got to, think of. And so as an owner, it's almost like practice what you preach. So if you think about your employees or even further, don't you want them to kind of steward their positions, their things, and so they can fulfill the bigger picture? So as a captain, I remember he used to always give us a little bit of vision, telling us what we're doing, what's coming ahead. And it is how important it was for us all to do our little duties, because our little jobs, and he didn't use the word little, but it may feel little compared to a captain, but he always made it feel like a big deal, because if we didn't, the ship would not operate the way it's supposed to stay on course. And so he always gave us that encouragement, how important we were, even if it felt like we weren't. And each part is very important. So as a business owner, to translate that to even your team is so important, because
so good. Yeah,
because stewardship, if they see you as a steward of a bigger picture, they also will follow suit and steward their position so we could stay on course. So it's a big operation of things, man. And so when you ask about, the builder of all things and the grand scheme of things, it's a position of the heart, and knowing that and being okay with there's a bigger picture, and we're serving it.